5 proven ways to achieve glowing skin. So if you want to have a nice skin, like a 20-year-old, no wrinkles, no lines on the face, all around you, and looking young, even at any age, 50 or 60, stay with me. I will explain to you the 5 ways that you can follow that will actually give you that result. Now, I'm Alan Warnitz. I'm a nutrition expert, and I help people recover their health and restore their health with nutrition. So today's topic is how to use nutrition for you to be able to achieve glowing skin. So the skin is an organ which is visible. So to make it look good, it basically needs to be hydrated because it holds water. That's what makes it look good. So if it gets dry, the skin is not holding that water. So how do you produce a skin that you regenerate that actually will do that? So old skin will not hold water, and as you regenerate new skin, it starts holding water, which I'll show you, plus other nutrients, which makes it look good and also not dry. So the skin has a cycle. In other words, the old skin sheds. So this skin here in 29 days, when you are 20 years old, within 20 to 29 days, this skin will be gone and new skin will be coming. So skin regenerates within 20 to 29 days. And if you're hydrated and the regeneration happens like normal, then you have the nice skin of a young person. When you're 30 years old, the skin now takes 38 days, takes a month now to regenerate. As you get older, at 40 years old, it takes 48 days. So it takes a month and a half for your skin to regenerate. And by the time you're 50 and over, it's taking 68 days or more. It takes 2 months to regenerate. And as you get older, the skin also dries up. It loses its hydration. So these are the things that you need to take into account. As you get older, what are the extra things you need to do to maintain the skin levels that you've had, the skin texture that you had when you were young? And it is possible when you follow these 5 ways. So there are 5 ways. Number 1 is nutrition. Number 2 is omega-3 oils. Number 3 is collagen production. Number 4 is handling inflammation and infections. You control it. And number 5 is you elevate copper peptides. I will go through each one as we go. So with nutrition, what do you do with nutrition? You can just do nutrition alone. That can even start the process for you. But it's only one of the ways to do it. But you need to add more things to that. So number 1, in the nutrition, you have to have a 20% acid and an 80% alkaline diet. In other words, your foods that you eat on your plate should be 20% acid producing foods and 80% alkaline producing foods. I provide a link for that. I'll give you the information on the chart of what are these foods, and then you can adjust them. Normally what happens, you'll find that your skin will give you an indication of how your diet is. You'll find that your diet is a lot more of acid food than alkaline foods. All you have to do is just adjust it. You're not changing your diet, you just adjust it. All right. Now, the next thing in nutrition is free of junk food. Junk foods creates a lot of stress to the skin, to the body. It actually creates toxins, and those toxins sometimes have to be handled by the skin, and this is where skin problems start to happen. So I have a list of junk foods that I share. You read it, because in today's market, a lot of junk foods have been made to believe they're okay. You've been taught that it's okay, but when you learn the actual thing that junk foods do and what they are, you can start reducing them and removing them out of your diet. And thirdly is electrolytes, hydration. You need to hydrate, you need to drink water, but you can't just drink water. You have to have electrolytes. The electrolytes help with the electrical conductivity, because every chemical process in the body happens through a form of electricity. So you need to facilitate this electricity, this electrical conductivity, which is done with calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium. So your electrolytes these are the electrolytes you have to have present, and that assists with the healing process or the shedding, the skin process, the manufacturing of new skin. If any of these 3 are lacking, the body is not able to make skin. So you've got number 1. Number 2, omega-3 oils. Omega-3 oils have to be up because a lot of foods today with oil foods are rich in omega-6. So because the omega-6 are high, you need to up the thing. So the proportion of omega-3 to omega-6 oils is 2 to 1. So you need to get that ratio of good fats, 2 to 1 omega-3 oils. Your skin is made of oil. When you feel your skin, that's oil. It comes from omega-3. In junk foods, there is canola oil, there's sunflower oil, there's these bad refined oils which your body can't build. So if you are taking these junk foods, especially these oils in cooking, those oils now, the body is calling when you're doing the reshedding, when you're shedding the old skin, the skin is cycling. It requires that oil. If you don't provide omega-3, what oil will it get to? It will get the oils that you get from your cooking, which is rich in omega-6. That's like an inflammation oil. So the skin only builds on that. So you start getting dry skin because it can't hold water, and flaky skin because the oil is the wrong oil. So build your skin with the right oil, which is omega-3 oils. So there's a whole lot of choices on omega-3 that you can have, which is available. Now that you've got your nutrition in order, you've got your electrolytes, you've got your hydration going, and you've got your omega-3 oils, now you need to do some collagen production. Collagen is what rebuilds the skin. The skin is made of collagen. When this collagen is broken down, as you get older, collagen breaks down because the body is not able to produce the collagen that you used to produce when you were 20 years old. So what happens is, as collagen breaks down, you see it with wrinkles and you see it with lines. Now, if you want to remove your wrinkles, you want to remove the lines, you need to have a production of collagen. Now, it's not the collagen that you buy as a supplementation, which for me is a very expensive item. Collagen is actually produced from protein. So if you eat inadequate proteins, you will get collagen from that. If you do a bone broth, you'll get collagen from that. You'll get the raw materials for collagen. It needs to be broken down. So when you're eating any bone broth or collagen, it will break down anyway into lysine, protein, and glycine. So these are the 3 amino acids which you get from protein. So as long as you've got lysine, protein, and glycine, you'll get collagen production. And what you also need is you need vitamin C. You need the presence of vitamin C. Vitamin C does not make collagen. Vitamin C has to be present for the production of collagen. Vitamin C is called a catalyst. What is a catalyst? It's a substance that's present that activates the process. So in the presence of vitamin C, lysine, protein, and glycine, collagen is made. So that's how collagen is made. So eat your proteins to provide lysine, protein, have your vitamin C present as a catalyst, and collagen production starts to happen. So we got 1, 2, and 3 going now. These are the ways that you can achieve now you've provided the materials for the glowing skin now. Number 4, you've got to control inflammation and you've got to control infections. What creates inflammation and infections is when your nutrition is not in order and there's junk foods. That creates inflammation and creates infection. So that stalls the healing process and prevents the skin from recycling. So how do you control inflammations and infections? You take vitamin C, vitamin B5, B complex, copper, zinc, selenium. Those vitamins and minerals help with this. Vitamin A and D. Vitamin D is very essential for the skin and is also very essential for the immune system as well. And vitamin A forms retinol. Retinol is a very important factor in skin health. So when you have retinol, you're going to have good skin health. So retinol and collagen, together, they combine and actually give you the skin that you're looking for. Now we come to the last one, and which is a very important part, which is the elevation of copper peptides and infrared. So these are 2 things here, 1 and 2, which helps with the skin. Copper peptides is a substance, called a signaling molecule. So when you are 20 years old and 30 years old, the copper peptide levels are at the normal levels. As you get older, those peptides drop. By the time you're 60, it's dropped by less than half. So less than 50% of copper peptides. It's a signaling molecule. When you have copper peptides when you're 20 years old and 30, this process of collagen production and skin recycling happens. When your copper peptides drop, that's why the skin recycling drops to 38, 48, 68 days, from 1 month to 2 months as you get older. So your skin takes a longer time to recycle. So how do you help the body change that process? So when you bring your copper peptide levels up to the same level as a 20-year-old, your skin cycle starts changing. It starts going down back to 20 days, which means you can be 50 or 60 and your skin recycles. And many, many examples have happened with people who've elevated their copper peptides. Now, what they also do is they do infrared, which is called a low-level laser. So infrared also activates, it gives energy to the cells to raise the copper peptides. So copper peptides raise, the copper peptides now activate stem cells. So the stem cells are there for the production of collagen. Stem cells are virgin cells. So for collagen production in skin cells, you need the stem cells to go and make the skin cells and the collagen. So the elevation of copper peptides together with the infrared is a wonderful combination which actually helps with changing the skin cycle from 68 days to 20 to 29 days. So as you get older, your skin cycle recycles at a much faster rate. What it does when the copper peptides and the infrared is provided to the body, it resets the genes to regenerate the cells. So basically your genes have switched off as you get older. The genes are saying you don't need to produce new skin, you don't need to produce collagen. But when you're 20 or 30 years old, that same gene, when it's switched on, it says produce collagen, produce skin. If there's an injury, if there's a wound, it produces that collagen and produces the retinol, which actually creates the full production of your skin. Wound healing is also skin production. So wound healing is very fast when you're 20 or 30 years old because there's enough copper peptides, there's enough of that level, and if you've provided all the materials, the skin and the wound happens. Now, I know a person who's 80 years old, who's had bed sores, has been bedridden, and when her copper peptides were elevated with infrared, within 8 months, all her bed sores are gone. So it's believed that as you get older, it's very hard to actually heal sores and wounds. But this has happened. So here, all this was given, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is done. And an 80-year-old can have their wounds healed with this process. It regenerates capillaries and blood flow. So here's your skin here. This is the top of your skin, the bottom of your skin, and you have blood vessels here. So the blood brings the food to the skin. So you need food. Now, if there's no blood vessels, there'll be no food. So what the copper peptide does, it builds new capillaries. So that capillary now there's got blood flow, and it comes to the skin, and it provides the materials, the food, now to make the collagen. It regenerates collagen and wrinkles. So which means now your skin regenerates, and you've got new skin coming up here. So with new skin coming up here, now you start looking young, because you've got young, nice skin made of omega-3 oils, the good oils, no junk foods, acid, alkaline, electrolytes, so it's holding the water. So when you're holding the water, the skin now is feeling fresh, it doesn't feel dry. So, because the water is being held between the cells here. So this is no longer broken down. So what is dry skin is that all these cells here are broken down and it loses water. So what people tend to do, they tend to put some ointment or creams or Vaseline. So what does the Vaseline do? So this is your skin here, and you've got broken water here. So what they do with Vaseline, all the Vaseline is doing is just putting a coating over the skin here to try and prevent the water getting lost, so the skin doesn't feel dry. This doesn't work. This is a temporary thing. So, and Vaseline has got toxins. So you've got chemicals going in, like petroleum going into your skin, which adds the junk foods. So how do you become free of having to take that type of petroleum substances on your body? Is you help to produce new cells which holds water, and then the need for these petroleum products is no longer needed. It takes time. Remember, as you get older, it takes 2 months. So for skin regeneration, give it 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, the older you are, to start seeing the progress, because it has to go from the bottom of the skin and move up, because it's got different layers. So you will only see the layers of your skin coming up after 2 months or 3 months. So you have to believe in this process, because that's how it works. And so give yourself 2 to 3 months before you even see any results on your skin. So this is how you do it. So now, how do you elevate copper peptides, and how do you do infrared? With infrared, which is low-level laser, you've got masks, you've got beds, you've got panels, which give you the infrared. So these are devices that you can use. It's a bit cumbersome. You have to hold them, and you can only hold them for a few minutes or hours, and that's it. But you can't do any work, because now you are limited by time with these things. Putting a mask, you have to put a mask. If the mask is on, you can't see anything, so you have to leave it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour. Beds, you'll have laser beds or infrared beds. You have to drive to them, sit in them, or buy them, which is expensive. So it's a very cumbersome procedure. With copper peptides, copper peptide has been around since 1971, and products were available. You can have it through injections, for people for building muscles. You can put them in. They put copper peptide in creams. So the creams that you're going to use with the copper peptide, you put on your skin or your hair, because it can rebuild the hair. And these are products you can buy. They're available on the market, but they're not cheap. You need doctor's advices for them, because when you're doing injections and creams, it's cumbersome, complex, time limited as well. So what do you do? So now I'm providing to you now, I'm telling you now, or I'm suggesting to you a new option which elevates copper peptides and uses infrared. So this is how you do it. This is a new option. So you have the choice now of doing injections or creams and doing phototherapy and doing masks, beds or panels or devices which will give you the infrared, and you can have copper peptides with these things. Or this is the option I'm sharing with you now. This option is called LifeWave X39. A LifeWave X39 is a patch, and what does that patch do? It helps elevate the copper peptides and provides the infrared. How does that work? So now your body produces heat, your body produces infrared. So the infrared that's coming out of your body, you put the patch on. There's 30 patches in this. You put the patch on your body, you leave it for 12 hours. What it does, that patch has got a crystal in there like a mirror. With the heat coming out of your body, it hits the mirror or the crystal and it goes back into your skin. So what have you got here? So instead of a device of infrared, you've got your own infrared going back into your skin. So the crystal has been able to identify, or has been able to detect or create the reflection of one infrared that actually help elevate copper peptides. So when that infrared comes back into the skin, into the cells, it activates the cell with that energy, and the cell starts making copper peptides. So you need you need copper peptides, which is glycine, histidine, and lysine. Glycine, histidine, and lysine are amino acids which you find in your diet. So we spoke about good diets here with protein. So you would have that with copper. So your body now internally manufactures copper peptides. So you don't need copper peptides from outside. You get it from a patch, from your own body's heat, which is doing the peptide. So the body heat is your infrared and the copper peptides. When the copper peptides go up, as they go up, they start coming up to the same levels as the 20-year-old. So what happens when you have copper peptides at the level of a 20-year-old? Skin regeneration happens within 20 to 29 days. Collagen production happens the same as a 20-year-old. Inflammations, you've handled that. You've given the right foods, and all you can have now is you have your glowing skin. So thank you for listening. I hope you've learned something here in terms of getting new skin and glowing skin. As I said, give yourself 2 to 3 months minimum to see a difference. When you take this, give it 2 to 3 months to see the difference. You'll see healing happening probably faster. So I offer a free 30-minute health consultation on Zoom. There's a link provided. Go to the link, click on it, and book your free 30-minute session. And if you want me to help you with this process here and the ways to improve your skin, you're welcome to contact me and book a session, and I shall meet with you and we will go over this, and I will give you a map, I will guide you, I will give you a way which you will work on, and you will take it from there, and I will keep in touch with you to see that you are accomplishing your goal. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to meeting you soon.